alone don't mean you're lonely. At least that's how I manage it.
What do it take? Clothes. Wolfskin hat. 21 hours. It takes 1 wolf pelt and 2 cured guts. Wow. And that is, well, almost 2 degrees better than what we currently have as far as hats go. Yeah, that's almost better. It's a lot more weight, though, but that's not bad. I'll take weight for a little bit more warmth. I'd love to get her as close to 50 as possible. All right, onwards back over to the hut. Quanset hut. That over there. Smokey's out. You look like you're having a problem, sir. Are you okay? Doing some kind of funky dance. Oh, you're excited for me now? You know, I keep saying I need to kill a bear. Let's see. Oh, I need to cook that. Oh, that's why you're following me. I still have stinky fish on me. I see. Whatever. We'll put stinky fish right there, and let's get us back over here. I'll deal with the bear. Again, I may just do a bear in between episodes. Either that bear or the one on top of the hill, just so we can get our box, our meat curing box started to be filled. I might go make another one just because, you know, that way we can have plenty of space. I did realize I can be curing the fish we're getting too. The only problem with cured fish is that you don't get oil out of them. But we'll mosey over here and see what he has to say and then end the episode. Alrighty then. Yes, I'm here. Quit yelling at me.
Bargain or bail, friend. I ain't got all day.
Alright, conversations. Conversations. Meeting. Meeting? Meeting whom?
Yeah, I do remember they were planning some big meetup. But when was it? Has it already happened? Maybe so. Underground was where he saw us all living. That was Wyatt. All he could see were bombs in the sky. Mushroom clouds. The end of the goddamn world.
Lovely.
It wasn't my deal. Could never be. I need to see the horizon. The sun. I mean, without that, I say go ahead and drop your bombs. Get it over with. So, no, I could not walk that road with him. Never his fellow traveler. Just a misanthrope, like they said.
Yes, we know this. We figured that out, that's your island, so. Oh, bye. Well, I suppose we can do all of these, and then I know that another bunker's likely one more place to go, so let's see if he's found anybody else.
Nah, it's just been you on the radio. Do the wolves count? I got this story I tell myself, where everybody went. Maybe I'll share it. Maybe not. Boring
Coastal
there,
Highway.
but I won't be dying there. Nope. I think everyone left. Or was that before? I saw folks on the shore, and I heard them over the water. Not for a while, I think. Oh, I hear other stuff, though. Not sure what or why it comes and goes.
Huh. Alright, well.
No chance I would make the crossing. It'd just be me and the fish. Nibbling on my toes till there's nothing left. Not a bad way to go. Better than a wolf's belly.
Better than a wolf's belly. I don't know. Get around what?
I don't mind my boat. All that water. It's better this way.
Okay. Hurt your leg. I know he said his leg hurts a couple of times, so let's see what happened.
Old injury. Heavy cables came loose on our ship. Hit me like a bullwhip. Nearly took it clean off.
Ugh.
Locks up on me in the winter. Or was it after I came back? Wyatt was in a mood. Maybe that was it. Yeah. Yeah, you see now? Do you get it? My brother. I think it was him. No.
Huh. Well, he definitely doesn't know what the heck's going on, does he?
They're kind of pretty, but the mind wanders a bit. Where is everyone? Can't they see the lights? Can't you? I see them in the water. The night sky following me around or something. Like they've always been there. Or I have.
Huh. I don't think so. I think you definitely lost your mind.
Alone don't mean you're lonely. At least that's how I manage it. I got the wind, the water, and my wits. Don't I?
Yeah, maybe. Sound like you've lost your dang mind.
No need, and I'm fine with it that way. It's a big enough island, ain't it? My boat's built for one. Me. Get the picture?
Wow. Well, I guess I don't get to meet the dude, but that's fine. Misanthrope's Homestead is going to be his story.
I guess you heard of me. Our pa's place until he passed. And my brother never much liked it. Too out in the open, he always said. But I don't have any use for the place anymore. You're welcome to it. Out here, suits me just fine.
Okay. Wow, he's got a whole bunch of stuff. Storms.
Weather keeps me close to shore, yeah. But I manage. It's a tough little boat. I got no plans to leave it behind. Not anymore.
Okay. The sea.
Name an ocean and I've been there. North, south, wherever. Lots of us leave the island. Not many of us come back. I did.
All right. Well, I guess we're learning everything we needed to learn about him. I must have had a whole bunch more stuff. That's fine.
My brother's old sloop. Small enough to tool around the coast, but wouldn't stand a chance in the open ocean. Oh, I would know. I've been out there before, in the big ships.
Okay, well, I guess we're learning a little bit. Where is everyone? Wow, I'm kind of thinking maybe all this was supposed to come at a little short point.
I don't follow. You mean other than me? Looking for greener pastures, buddy?
Okay, well, I guess we got everything we needed out of that. We'll do conversations and then do another bunker, which should get us into the next step.
There's one more bunker you can check. One of Old Man Joplin's in Pleasant Valley, on the way to Timberwolf. He wasn't in their crew, but Wyatt set up his prepper caches. There might be something there. It's like an itch I can't scratch. Not sure why. I can't get it out of my head now. Let me know what you find.
Okay, Old Man Joplin on the way to, in Pleasant Valley, on the way to Timberwolf Mountain.
With you.
What do we get today? Oh, we get a special request, of course. We will make sure that is taken. Aviator cap, I don't really need that. That's not anything really special. Canned pineapple again, cooking oil, hard hat, which is, I guess if you cared, that's a replenishment for the hard hat. That's neat. Herbal tea, last resort soup, made from potatoes, increases condition as well as fatigue, popular among Great Bear Island cannery workers because of its simple ingredients. We will hold off on that because I don't have any potatoes and I'm not going to waste it at this point. Mill flour, running river oats, that doesn't sound like a bad thing. Stay on target, we're already up as far as we go. Thermal underwear, interesting. Huh, and a t-shirt with Great Bear Island on it. How very interesting. I suppose we'll make sure our special request is selected. I will accept said trade, and I will end the call. Alright, well, I don't know how we're going to cut these together, but I did decide to cut that conversation off the end of the episode last time and include it with this one because, you know, we're always managing to get the discussion and talk with the trader, Mr. Sutherland, at the end of an episode where it's generally lost to the ether because everybody's done watching by then. So, hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to The Long Dark. And the day after the discussion we just had, learned a fair bit about the man. He's been around here a long time. He's been part of the, I guess, bunker network, but he's also been a fisherman. He's sailed most of the oceans and done a bunch of the stuff and has a bum leg, which is probably what's keeping him from coming on shore, although somehow he's managing to get from where he is, where he parks his boat, to the ice, to the little box, and back a couple of times. So we were given a new mission to go find the Joplin bunker in Pleasant Valley, which has been described as on the way to Timberwolf Mountain, so I'm assuming that is the abandoned one that we have been going to for years. You know, the one that's managed to stay forever. And again, like I said last time, things and stuff are curing in containers, which is incredibly interesting to me. I do not know why they think that is a beneficial thing for us. So anyhow, we need to do a little bit of inventory management because I haven't done anything since the last time. I probably need to go ahead and fix up and I need to put all these away because we harvested a bit of salt the last time. I am very much contemplating taking just a little bit of time today and seeing if there are any more wild animals around, because I think I managed to at least harvest a deer in between episodes or during the last episode. I'd like to put some stuff in that so that we can use the recipe that we do have for this, even though I'm not a massive fan of using up things like, the finite things that we have, like rose hips, and at 15 rose hips for 562 calories is really not amazing to me. I mean, granted, you're taking a half a steak, so depending on what you put in there, you're going to get half of that back out, plus a little bit of animal fat. You're using the animal fat. Sure. I don't know. This stuff keeps forever, supposedly. It gives you max stamina, gives you max carry weight, and it gives you max fatigue, or at least added fatigue, for things that in reality I don't really see all that magical amount of pemmican is. I get the idea. I know why pemmican's an old thing. It's been around forever, and it used to be what people lived on actually, for survival. But nowadays, given the game, the more I play, I'm just gonna say this: the more I play this game, the more I kind of wander through it, the more I kind of feel like the cooking is still kind of just tacked on to give somebody something to do. And if you don't choose to have the scurvy in the regular, in your regular everyday game, there's no point in even cooking anything. Sure, some of this stuff gives you some nice little, benefits and buffs, but for the most part, taking the time to make sure everything is hung up, put together, and taken care of, it's kind of a waste of time. Honestly, I mean, we get all this cooking oil. What I'd really love to do with this stuff is I'd like to be able to put this cooking oil in a frying pan with said piece of meat and have it cook faster. That would make more sense, but it's one of those things that's still, I don't know, they just don't quite grasp the concept, and that's just typical hinterland. But anyhow, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of time around here. I actually kind of want to go through all of our gear and make sure everything is in reasonable shape. We did get a pair of pants last time because they were in a box or something, but I do kind of want to make sure everything is up to snuff. Like, I want to repair all of this stuff. Oh, no. That's what I wanted to do. What am I thinking? No. We want to make a couple of things. So, yes, I need to get some animals together because I want to test out the wolfskin hat and the replacement for these things. So, we have a bunch of wolf skin. I'm going to sit down and make a bunch of wolf parts, and then we're going to test them, which is going to also mean that I need a lot more food than that. So, yay. Anyhow, I will see you all in a little bit. I'm probably going to go hunt a bear and maybe get him down here and cook him up so that we can make a bunch of stuff. Essentially, again, another one of those, I'm going to spend a decent amount of time in game prepping to do a few things, and then I'll see you guys when we get back. I don't know which bear this one is, but I was over here cutting up a deer and brought it back in the middle of the night because I had a bunch of an eyeball, and for some odd reason he decided to come say hi, so I'm assuming it's the one from out there. But I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'd like to pick that up before it goes away. And don't turn your face, just right there. And then in the pickup. Where'd he go? All right, cool. So I have a whole deer now and a whole bear to process. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Bear. That was a pretty good, line of shots there. At least we got him twice in the face. How much of a bear do we have? 76 pounds. That's a fairly sizable bear. All right, cool. Well, we're going to have meat for the cool thingy over here in just a little bit. So, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a little bit of harvesting, cleaning up, and taking care of some stuff. But at least this way I can make some of those pies that we have, and he can kind of sit over there for a minute while I cut all this stuff up. So, awesome. Now I'm set, and I'll be able to make a few of the wolfskin parts here in just a little bit. Alright, I think I have enough meat on him now. I moved the box, or meat off of him now. I moved the box so we can see. Curing box holds 44 pounds of items, at least in the freedom units. So let's see if I can't get 44 pounds of meat in there. So we can start curing that stuff up while we're doing all this other stuff. She's going to be really heavy, but that's fine. We can just kind of crawl our way in there, I think. And then I'll go finish harvesting him. Nice. Okay, so yeah, I did have a little bit extra. That's all right. Cool. So now we have a nice salt box full of bear meat, and I can go on about my business doing other things. Which is I'm going to finish harvesting him, and I guess cooking him and doing the other stuff. Alrighty, 350 days, 8 hours and 1 minute. She just got woken up from a little bit of Well, a long spree of cooking and taking care of a bunch of stuff. I don't know why I did that. We need to go ahead and eat. Now we get to sit and craft for at least 2 days. Looks like probably 3, because I have all of the stuff I need now to be able to do all of the things. We have the food. We have the... No, don't pass. Sleep for an hour so we can get the sun up. Now we get to craft 2 new pieces of, or 2 new articles of clothing. I've already started working on the wolf skin hat while I was in between a couple of little spots there. So now we're just going to sit here and crank out all of the little parts pieces that we need in order to be able to get this done. I have 15 hours left on this, which means if I'm really lucky, I might be able to get it done today. She's good. She's good. Crafting. Oh, let's go and do a whole bunch of work. Alright, cool. 2.5 hours left on that. We'll just go ahead and do the passive time and a couple of things. Go outside, get us something to eat. I want to cook, like I said, cook. Want to craft all of the little things that we have. Oh, look, we have an aurora. Thank you very much, guys. Well, let's go get something to eat while we wait on that to pop. Alrighty, well, thankful for that nice little aurora that came in. We now have a new hat that will replace that thing. So this is normally 3.6, 3.6, 34, and whatever. This is now 5.4, 3.6, 30, and whatever. So for an extra 2 degrees-ish, we're going to gain on a lot of weight, which is not amazing, but at least this is going to get us closer to the 50% or 50 number that I kind of like. If I were to go through and repair everything, I believe at this point, that actually needs repaired. It's pretty low right now. Wow, I didn't realize it had gotten that low. Wow, did that last just long enough to get that done? Well, okay, thank you guys. I will go ahead, put her to bed, and continue to work on the next step, which is using up some more of our wolf pelts to make, well, wolf pants. Okay. Oh, didn't that look interesting? A little wolf head and a bear face now. Alright, on to the next thing, which is, where's the door? And we need to go, I think it's to this one. Nope, it's the one next to it. That one. How many? Well, just grab a bunch. Doesn't matter, we've got a bunch. Grab... I'm willing to bet it's 4. So if we look, we should now be able to craft a wolf skin pair of pants. That is 4 wolf pelts, 3 guts, and a week's worth of time. So, yeah, drink all the water that you have, and we'll continue to keep crafting. And we should be coming up on the last little bit of that. Beautiful. We now have a new pair of pants to put on, too. So those should easily replace these. Unfortunately, they're going to weigh a little more, I think, right? Yeah, just a little more, but they're going to give us a lot more warmth. We're going to lose a little wind protection, which is not amazing on that part of it. But again, I'm not really too concerned. The wind is always going to blow in this. No, I don't want to rip it up. You idiots, wear it. Thank you very much. So we're getting really, wow, really close. I'm still going to wear the these pants, these worn combat pants, because the inner line here doesn't account for any of the windproofness. So, like, that's one of the things that when you're messing around with stuff, you want to keep the piece of equipment, or the pair of pants that are pair of pants, pair of shoes, pair of whatever, on the outside. So everything the furthest away from your body that has the best windproofness. That does include early on the sweaters and the dress shirts, I believe, or something, because they have an excellent windproofness over the thin wool sweater. Like these thin wool sweaters that we've got out here, don't have an amazing windproofness when they're working, so you have to look at it. But like comparative here, like this has a 0.03 versus this one's 0.42. That would be like if I had this regardless, it goes on the outside or the inside, because of the fact that windproofness won't matter. It's one of those things that, it doesn't really matter, but if you're wanting to try to maximize certain things, you maximize certain things that way. I also went ahead and took a little bit of time and moved a bunch of the stuff out of those drawers and hung them over here because, well, it is a gas station after all, and we have shelving. We should hang things on the shelf. Okay, so we're done with you and you. So we'll place that right there, and these are spares for whatever reason. I guess I should probably fix them. She's only had this pair for a while. So we have a new hat, and a new pair of pants, and a bunch of stuff that looks like I need to recover, or at least trim, what am I saying? The bunch of stuff that looks like I need to actually work on. So like our socks are down to the point I need to get them fixed. And I could probably easily get her over 50-degree warmth bonus at this point, which is quite interesting to me. So, yeah, that's an amazing little spec for interlopers. Finally, yeah, we could easily get over 50 degrees, which is amazing. That means that means that you're not going to be freezing to death everywhere you go now. So that's pretty cool. I did break the knife. Sadly enough, we'll have to probably take that to the thing eventually. And yeah, I need to sit down and just, I guess, clean my inventory out because I've got a whole bunch of junk. Because we're going to go to going to Pleasant Valley here in just a little bit again. So I'm going to sort a bunch of my stuff out and fix a few things, get re-geared back up, and then we'll go from there. So I've got a whole day to get things sorted out. I will see you all in a little bit. Good morning, Astrid. On day 355, we're slowly cranking these out. I know that this is probably not going to change over anything there, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. She has gone through and cleaned up a bunch of her stuff. All of our gear is mostly fitted and nice, and we have a plus 52-degree warmth bonus. I suppose we could go a little higher if we absolutely cared, like I could build another wolf or bear coat and put a bear coat on her, and then we would have, what is that, like 3 more degrees, so 55 or 50, yeah, 55, plus if I were to go ahead and wear the improvised insulation, that'd be another 3 degrees that we could kind of play with. Sure, I already have that sitting in the thing. I might just go, as we get done again, swing back through the farmhouse and go from there. So she has cooked and done all of the things that we need to do. I have a box full of cured bear meat, which is interesting. I think I'm gonna just leave it in there for right now because we have a bunch of meat outside that I'm not really worried about. And again, this I might be using for crafting recipes should I actually think it's worth the time. So the stuff should not rot past where it's at right now. It should stay there for a long time. Actually, when we get back, what we should probably go do is go back over to Desolation Point and check out the meat that's over there, at least that stuff, because that stuff's been over there for, I don't know, 50 some odd days, I think, at this point. I think that bear probably be ready to respawn at this point too. So she did cook a bunch of things. Again, we got a whole bunch of nice little things going. Look at that. It is, hang on a minute. It is that early in the morning in Coastal Highway, and I was going to say that early in the morning Coastal Highway, and we have 2 down arrows. That's amazing. Wow. I'd normally be 3 down arrows, and she'd just be freezing right now. That is awesome. So let's put this down. I do have some pies that we're going to bring with us. I did cook what was left of the bear, and I just wanted to kind of stick my head out here real quick and just see if there was anything else, because she has been just utterly murderizing everything around. I mean, there's a wolf up there, and I may have to worry about him in a minute. I don't know. But I think we're good to go. I'm going to go inside. I want it to just kind of maybe warm up just a little bit more. And then we'll see what we need to go to. I think everything on the floor is picked up that needs to be picked up. Those are good. How are you doing? You're 61%. I need to leave before you start rotting completely. And yes, again, we'll see how we go. We're going to bring we're going to bring pies with us. We're going to bring that with us, and we're good to go. So I'm just going to go, I guess, spend an hour of time and then see what happens. And then sleep an hour of time, and hopefully we don't have a blizzard. Okay, so yeah, that stays. And we go up the hill with some snacks. hopefully... Yeah, see, he smells me, which is fine. That is the only problem with carrying meat pies around, is that they stink. He's going to go over there, and I'm going this direction, so it won't really matter. Which might attract said bear up here. Again, I have no idea where that bear came from. I'm assuming it's the one from out on the island that smelt us because we were too busy chopping up a bunch of things, and he happened to be fairly close. The bear that's out on the ice that lives underneath Misanthrope's homestead will circle quite close to town, or at least it used to circle quite close to town. I don't know whether it still does that or not. You know, it could have been very well that bear. And if it's very well that bear, then we may still have a bear up here, which we're going to see in a minute. And if he shows up, we'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll shoot him too. Maybe I'll just walk the other direction. He wasn't here last time, so he might not be here this time. Alrighty, well, onwards we walk to the top of the mountain back to the mine. It has been long enough that likely we're going to need to do things. And I do have Astrid's voice shut off because she was literally driving me insane trying to cook all that stuff. I might turn her back on when we get to wherever. So that was walking up here mostly in the morning, and yes, I know I have a deer that's being stupid. The sun finally came out. That's nice. Actually, if the sun came out, let's go ahead and do a free torch instead of our lantern, because that'll save us a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. We may not even need to be carrying certain things around anymore, like torches. This probably... Can I have the torch? No, it's not going to make us completely warm, but that's ridiculous. Actually, go over here. What's your feels like? 31 degrees. Wow, that's ridiculous. So if I had just a little bit more clothing, she would be warm. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, well, I'm going to do the usual. We're going to drop all of our coal, collect everything up. It's been 2 weeks or a week or so since we wandered through. We should have a bunch of coal on to Pleasant Valley and to the other side of the map because we have to go to the abandoned prepper cache. Wow, so 23 coal later, we get to wander on. Let's go see if the wind is blowing. She's got enough eyeballs. I think we'll just walk down the road and just go. Yeah, we're just gonna go. I don't even see any reason to stop in anywhere. I was gonna drop off that pelt, but nah, we'll just carry it. It's fine. If nothing else, I'll use it to fix the wolfskin coat when we get someplace. Although we're going to have to be careful. Again, we're carrying a whole bunch of stinkiness. Guess I can eat some of stinkiness. Bet that doesn't stack. Anyhow, on... Oh, no. No, I didn't push it. Alright. Back to Ottawalk and down the mountain and away we go. She is warm in Pleasant Valley at noon. Wow. Now we gotta go all the way over there. Alrighty, so the bear here is walking down the road, so what we'll do is I might even try to gain its attention just so that it'll follow us. Maybe not, I don't know. We're probably going to lose our torch here in a second. But it's headed over here. Alright, I might just do this. That way we'll just do the thing we did the last time, which is walk around it. Because these pies stink. And as long as the predator doesn't see you, they will walk to the point where they first smelt you, so that means it'll walk down there and then come around and then it'll lose us. Unless it sees us. Even then, if it sees us, it's really not a big deal. It's the most I've seen this bear in forever. I never come over here normally. But again, we just walk by his cave and walk by this little prop deer corpse. I'm thoroughly just blown away at the fact that we're so warm right now. I mean, it's the afternoon. I probably don't even need the torch, and I'm probably not going to refresh this one. We'll see. I mean, we do need light when we get up here. Alright, well, he's going to go walk out in his little pasture area over there, little meadow. And we're going to keep walking. I expect a wolf to come find us in a minute, though. Alrighty, well, he said the bunker on the way to Timberwolf Mountain. This is as close as anyone could possibly be, and I'm assuming that this is Joplin's old homestead or something like that. That's kind of neat now that we have a name for it. I'd love it now that I know that it would say that, but you know, is what it is. They're incredibly good about just making up stories on the fly and then not changing things. But anyhow, I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's just go inside for right now. I'm not really worried about the firewood or the lighting situation. Let's go see what we got, and then we're gonna decide at that point what to do after that. So again, loose bricks, which we know. I'm wondering if it's time to mess with this. Aha. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, let's go see what this does. Ooh. Oh god, no, not again. Just a shelf, a skeleton, and a note. Huh. Alright, well, let's pick it up. Human remains resting on a scrap of paper. Some of the bones appear burnt. Oh, that's not awesome. That's not awesome at all. Let's come over here, I suppose. Torch can go out. We're fine there. What's the note? Sutherland's note. A dusty piece of paper. What the hell? Shaky, delicate handwriting. It made sense to leave you here. In your first build, the one for Joplin. He was the only one who didn't turn on you, so it seemed right. You're always bugging me to write more, so I followed your lead and scratched down a few words to see you off, I guess. You were still burning when I oh. Your friends had run off and into their holes in the ground, out of sight. Oh. Why did it all have to come to this? Why couldn't you make them listen? I didn't mean for any of it to happen. My damn leg. After you died, I couldn't stop them. The bunkers you built, your plans, they took them all, except this one. There's a big storm coming, they say. All the wildlife is spooked, and no one is standing eye to eye, brother. Maybe you got out just in time. Ugh. Wow. Why would they be so angry at him? That's horrible. Wow. I mean, just let the guy go do whatever he wants to do. Don't murder him and then burn him. All right. Well, that's not amazing. I'm assuming I have to bring this back to Sutherland, and in that case, I'm going to wait until next time to do that. These have been getting really long, and I'm getting really tired of doing the walking and cutting, so I think for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call that. Sad we found Wyatt, and Well, now we know the story behind this bunker. Huh. Alright, well, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.